about it. The red flag is walked away, the green flag is done at the back. We look to the lights in the top left corner for the British Grand Prix to start here. Round 12 is away. A brilliant start, electric start there from Romano Fenati, as he is surely going to get the lead into turn 1. He does. Rodrigo up to second and Mir in third.
Yeah, Rodrigo was really sharp off the line. Somebody's run out well wide. That was Jorge Martin, so that's a mistake by Martin, who started from 8th place. Buliga got away reasonably well. He's already under attack though from Livio as they come through Maggots and Beckets for the first time.
Yeah, we've seen him start worse, haven't we? At least he's got something to build on there as they now come through Maggots. Then a few launches up the inside there from further back in the pack. You can see Bo Bensnyder there just up behind one of the Estrella Galicia bikes. That's number 33, Bastianini. Canet's got a brilliant start.
Yeah, Aron Canet has already picked up a couple of places. Buliga's having a look up the inside of John McPhee. Was he there just at the back of the picture? Antonelli got away well. Started to held his position. Somebody's out wide down at the Stowe corner. So Jorge Martin having to do work he would not have wanted to be doing. It looks like Mir's already picked off Rodrigo. He has. That was on the brakes going into Stowe.
Romano Fenati wide there through the chicane, and that might just allow Mir with a nibble here. Here goes Joan Mir then, trying to find a way past Romano Fenati. The two RVA Racing KTM riders are following. So good start there from Juan Guevara, up with his teammate Rodrigo and attacking already.
Martin's mistake was costly. It lost him 6 places. He came through the first sector in 14th place, although he already has picked up 2 spots. That's Fabio de Giannantonio getting busy up the inside of Andrea Migno into the village corner. So that's put the Giannantonio. Thought about a look up the inside of Antonelli as well, didn't he, at the loop section? But the Giannantonio's charging through from 12th on the grid. He's already up inside that top 6.
Around Aintree corner and now down the Wellington straight. Ideal opportunity here for slipstream and then a move up the inside into the left here. And that's exactly what Joan Mir's having a look at. But there's a wide line from Fenati, and for now they all stay aligned.
Right about Guevara, Steve. He's already had a really good first lap. De Giannantonio beautifully picks off Andrea Migno coming into Luffield, though he's got a wide line. Migno surely's got that inside line coming through. Woodcote, no. De Giannantonio held firm, so De Giannantonio then picks up 7 places on the opening lap, 12th to 5th.
Let's see what Buliga can do then. As you rightly pointed out, Matt, that wasn't a bad start for him, and he's up there, he's in the mix. Great move there from Guevara on his teammate Rodrigo. It has to be clean when you're passing your teammate, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, especially when the wrist factor goes up with all those bumps and ripples going into that Cox corner, turn number 1. What about Aron Canet? How much progress did he make? He's up to 12th at the end of that first lap.
Sasaki as well, a good start. He's made up a couple of places, but he'll want to climb more. McPhee's really struggled in the opening few laps. He's dropped down 6-7 places. He's in 11th as it stands. We now head onto the Hangar Straight. Another brilliant slipstream place here, and look at Joan Mir up the inside. But here comes Guevara. Lovely stuff from Guevara, and Rodrigo picks off Mir as well.
And Guevara gets his nose wiped by Romano Fenati, who swept around the outside of him into the Vale complex. Then and Mir has a think about a look up the inside. Guevara, though, will he make that move? It was very tight. We know Fenati likes to run that wider line into the club complex, and he holds firm. Fenati then still leading as they sweep through club for the second time.
Such a unique riding style, isn't it, that Fenati has with that wide approach, but it does leave the door open. He does leave himself under attack, but Guevara again, he thinks about it, but he can't quite get through.
Yeah, you can just see the difference in lines and the way they attack the corner between Fenati and Guevara. Guevara won't be close enough. Will he think about it? Rodrigo, it's ambitious to ride around the outside of your teammate going into village. He thought better of it. Mir is trying to fight back on the Giannantonio. He had the inside line going through the loop, so Mir under real pressure from Fabio de Giannantonio, who's been the chief aggressor at the start of this race. He's picked up the most places in this lead pack.
Bo Bensnyder struggled a bit in the opening few laps, a rider that seemed to have a lot of pace earlier on in the weekend. He's down in 14th, so he needs to make a move, and now finally the move has been pulled. Great stuff then. Guevara now leads from Fenati, and his teammate Rodrigo in 3rd, with Mir tracking his every move in 4th.
Yeah, that was the slipstream down the Wellington straight that allowed Guevara just to pull out the slipstream, get up the inside of Fenati on the brakes.
Neither of the RBA Racing KTM riders in first and third have ever had a victory. Rodrigo never had a podium, but Rodrigo's neatly placed. Here we go then on board with Romano Fenati, and he's going to retake the lead again. Lovely stuff there, and Rodrigo up to second. Guevara's been pumped back to fourth.
Yeah, Canet and Martin are the two men to keep an eye on. Canet's just got himself into the top 10 already. He did the fastest lap of the race at 2:13.090, which was immediately bettered by Jorge Martin. The two Spaniards coming right back into contention here. Canet 9th, Martin 11th.
Don't forget on Friday, the quickest man in the dry, Aron Canet. He showed what he had. Martin there, mighty close to Buliga, riding on board of him now as we pump it left and now down this long hanger straight. Is he going to get in the slipstream of the tall Buliga? Surely.
Livio Lloyd's having a good race. Lloyd's just about to pick up Antonelli. This is down to Stowe, so Livio Lloyd then is now up into 6th place. He was so close to the podium last time out of the Red Bull Ring in Austria, and Mir leads.
Oh, Romano Fenati there almost elbowing the side panel of Gabriel. Rodrigo just about keeps it on circuit. This is bunching up and turning into quite the scrap out front. Joan Mir then, seemingly the only rider these days that could probably peel away from a massive freight train. They won't want him out front for long.
They come through Sector 2. Last time around over the line, the top 16 covered by just 2 seconds. Is Fenati going to attack up the inside of the farm curve? They won't be any way through.
Corner speed he has is incredible, Romano Fenati, which is why it's not really that much of a surprise.
Oh, Giannantonio just dive-bombed him, didn't he, out the right-hand side of the picture? Surely he's gone in a bit hot. No, he made it stick. That's really brilliant, aggressive, attacking riding from the Giannantonio.
It's as good as we've seen the Italian ride since, what, Mugello, probably?
That's what you call a lunge, wasn't it? But he made it, he gathered it all up, he held it firm on the brakes. The Giannantonio looking really good, got a lot of confidence in that front end. He's made 9 moves already in the first 2 3/4 laps.
Great move there from Gabriel Rodrigo. He used the slipstream, he slings it up the inside. It's not easy to outbrake Joan Mir, but Rodrigo somehow managed it. Neatly done there for a rider who is desperate to get his first podium.
Canet and Martin are just coming through the pack together, Steve. They're doing a really good job here. They're not carving each other up, they're just sensibly riding. Martin's ahead of Canet now. Mir's going to get a great drive out of the Woodcote corner. He sweeps up the inside of Guevara, but Giannantonio says thank you very much up the inside at Cops Corner on Joan Mir. Well, he started this race in 12th place for Giannantonio. He leads at the start of lap 4.
Great view there of what Maggots looks like from this angle. You can see how quick it is, as well as all of these Moto3 riders fly through. Mir it is that has retaken the lead then from the Giannantonio.
2.5 seconds. Covered the top 19 over the line last time. Man, you could almost throw a bedsheet over all of them, couldn't you? So tight here at Silverstone. Nobody able to get away as yet with that slipstream. Will the Giannantonio attack Mir again at the Stowe corner? Breaks out of the slipstream, but Mir is absolutely brilliant on the brakes.
Oh, 2 RBA Racing KTM boys getting very close and personal there. Rodrigo just being squeezed out by his teammate Guevara. Mir it is that still hangs on to it. Fabio de Giannantonio then in second. Not had a podium since we were last in Italy.
Like Martin just had the check up there. He was very close to making contact with the rear tyre of Romano Fenati as they peeled through that club complex. Yeah, you could just see Martin. He lost about 2 or 3 bike lengths behind Fenati. Very close to contact with the Italian.
His front pack then goes all the way back to Sasaki in 19th. Adam Norradin is the leader of that second pack. He's going to want to work now to try and get involved. Funny old lines going on here, but Mir for now stays in charge with the Giannantonio, and then the 2 blue and yellow RBA Racing KTMs. Then it's Fenati, Martin, Lloyd, Canet, Migno and Buliga, your top 10.
No podium in the last 5 races for Giannantonio. No race victory as yet. He's come mighty close on 2 or 3 occasions. Each of his defeats in second place have been by less than 1/10 of a second. What about Rodrigo? Didn't quite have the speed down the Wellington straight to get up the inside of Fabio de Giannantonio. Jorge Martin's got his rhythm back. He's got ahead of Romano Fenati actually now. The Spanish rider's up into 5th place.
Joan Mir has finished more races consecutively than any other rider in this paddock across all 3 classes. From Valencia last year, that record stands, and that's why his lead is so big. He rarely gets himself in major trouble. He leads here, he might lose his lead though. Up the inside goes Fabio de Giannantonio, and lovely stuff again from Rodrigo, who finds a gap underneath Joan Mir.
The pace has settled down into the high 2:13s. Nicola Buliga's got his rhythm. He's just on a personal best lap of the race at 2:13.8.
Livio Lloyd is looking really good. The Belgian number 11, teammate to Joan Mir. Keep an eye on the Leopard rider. Something's clicked, hasn't it, with Livio? Since he was told he might be shown the door, it's all come alive.
Austria was his best dry race result in over 3 years, since his 4th place in Argentina back in 2014. He was just 0.8 of a second off the podium last time out. He's got great slipstream. He'll have the inside line on Romano. Fenati, will he on the brakes? Who's the bravest on that front end going into Stowe? It's Fenati, who carries great rhythm. As Steve said, corner speed, brilliant by Fenati. Couldn't find a way through on Martin though. Martin, conversely, is having a look up the inside of Guevara, but Guevara runs that very tight defensive line. Was it too tight? It was, because he's going to lose the inside line. Martin on the cutback. That was brilliant by Jorge Martin.
He's not feeling the pain at the moment, is he? He's got those angry eyes. He's such a battler, is Jorge Martin, a proper braveheart. He won't care about his injury at this moment. Gabriel Rodrigo leads. He and Fabio de Giannantonio trading places over the last couple of corners.
Rodrigo then hits the front for the first time. Gabriel Rodrigo, this is down at Village, lap number 5.
Reputation, of course, Rodrigo, for getting himself in good positions like this but not seeing it through.
Beautifully done by Martin. Executed to perfection there on the inside of Joan Mir. That was a textbook move on the Martin through the loop. That was beautifully done. Absolute classic manoeuvre. Something's
happened to Antonelli. He's dropped all the way back to 14th there on that last lap. So having started 5th, unfortunately the Italian's form continues.
It was a lunge by Martin at the loop. He made a mistake, but because he was so fast on entry, he sacrificed all his exit grip coming through entry. And what that allowed on the Wellington straight, it allowed Guevara and Mir actually to sweep back through on him.
Here we are then on board with Romano Fenati looking at the tailpipe of Jorge Martin, number 88, still carrying that injury, of course, and this circuit hurts.
What we do know, Austria proved that he's got the stamina, hasn't he? It's just his pain threshold, we know, is extraordinary, superhuman pain threshold. This is a different proposition to Austria. He said he was in a lot more pain at this circuit than he was in Austria. The bumps really make it an uncomfortable and painful ride for him. It gets so tight through Maggots and Beckett.
Fenati finds a way past Martin further back. Aron connects up past them as well. Look at that. Lovely from Fabio de Giannantonio.
That's what you call having your pocket picked. Maria Herrera is going to have a 3-second penalty for cutting the corner at turn 4. Steve said at the start of the programme there are going to be penalties for cutting the corner and exceeding track limits. So Maria Herrera at the end of this race will have 3 seconds added to her race time.
That's a shame for her. Someone's gone well wide there.
Was that McPhee?
Not sure exactly who that was.
No, it wasn't McPhee. McPhee's in there.
It's de Giannantonio. He's gone. De Giannantonio's gone well wide and he's dropped all the way back. So we see the 2 RBA Racing KTM riders now first and second after that move. And there's a bit of air at the front there for Gabriel Rodrigo. But was that de Giannantonio? A major mistake from the Italian. Oh, we've lost Giannantonio. He's gone down, unfortunately, after such a great rookie performance last time out in Austria. And I think he's just more upset than hurt down there.
Yes, so Massia has crashed out. To Giannantonio, it was Steve that went off. Massia's down at turn number 8. That's into the Vale complex. But what a costly mistake that is by the Giannantonio. Surely that's his race victory hopes absolutely down the pan, because he's dropped down to 18th place. Well, it was the slipstream got him in too hot into the Stowe corner, but regardless, I don't think he's going to be ending his victory drought here today now, the Giannantonio.
So the Bakayumu Sasaki's fallen behind his teammate Noradine. He can't quite get it going at the moment, the Japanese rider, but we have RBA Racing KTM's first and second. Then it's Joan Mir in third, the championship leader, Jorge Martin. Then it's Fenati and Canet. Canet, of course, we know, had to do a lot of work from, what, 16th on the grid?
Antonio's not a million miles off this lead grid, to be fair to him. Let's see how much time he did lose last time around. He did 2:13.9 on the previous lap. That time only had 2:17.2, so he lost well over 4 seconds with that mistake, but he came on the line only 2.6 seconds behind your race leader Gabriel Rodrigo, who's lost the lead to Juan Franco. Somebody got picked up there in the middle of that pack.
Joan Mir there, just left it so late to break to take the lead again. And look at this group, this is mouth-watering stuff. Bo Bensnyder's on the charge, by the way. He's found some rhythm. He's made up a good 3 or 4 places. Number 64, the Dutchman, moving to Tech 3 in Moto2 next year. He is on a mission.
Fenati's so good all weekend. We've said it. He's brilliant in that first sector. Livio Lloyd cuts to the right-hand side of the circuit. The right-hand side, as you look at it, tries to cut it now back onto the inside. This is absolutely crazy racing, brilliant racing. Canet then now up in a 5th place. Let's not forget he came from 16th on the grid.
Fenati's taking Formula 1 car lines around Stowe Corner at the moment. He's absolutely unbelievable.
Ben Schneider got a little bit hung out to dry there coming into turn number 8. That would have cost him a little bit of drive as they came out now through the club corner. Lorenzo Dalla Porta is currently circulating in 22nd place. He's only 3.6 seconds off the lead. Look at this down into Stowe. Oh, the Giannantonio, he got a little bit nudged out wide, didn't he? And that's why he lost those 4 seconds.
Really costly mistake that from Giannantonio, but like you say, he's still in the mix. I mean, what have we got? 22, 23 riders, not split by a lot. I don't think it could happen here.
Could have been worse, could have definitely been worse. He's already picked up 1 place. He took Atirat Puvapak straight back as Martin gets up the inside of Gabriel Rodrigo as they came through the entry corner.
Right then, what have we got here? Fenati trying to challenge for the lead once more. In the last couple of laps, he's fought his way back up into contention again. Lovely stuff there from Guevara, though, and he will lead now. That wide, fast line from Fenati. He slots into 2nd. He's going to do it again here, and he'll have some excellent drive as he tries to nudge his way up the inside of Guevara. Going around Luffield, that ain't going to quite work.
That was almost a big black tyre mark left on the backside of Juan Guevara there. That's how tight it was then. Over the line to start lap number 7. How quickly have those first 6 laps been completed? First 7 laps been completed. It's been such breathless action. Rodrigo up the inside of Mia at that very bumpy first corner.
Gotta love the fight from Fenati here at the moment. You get the feeling he's come in today and said win or bust. It has to be that way for the championship.
How tight was that? That was so tight.
2 RBA Racing KTM riders then, they managed to go through. It's frightening seeing this lot going into maggots.
Guevara riding around the outside of Fenati going into maggots. That was brave. Talk about picking Fenati's pocket.
Look at Livio Loy now then. Look at the slipstream and the speed that Loy carries on that back straight, and Mears coming through as well. Brilliant views here. Mears was almost on the grass.
Mia right on the paintwork. That is really flirting with danger. Is he in hot? No, he gathers it all up. Martin gets up the inside. Fenati's out a little bit wide. That's let Canet come through. He'll come under attack then now from Livio Loy. It's Guevara, then Rodrigo. Martin now attacks Rodrigo at turn number 8, and he makes it through brilliantly.
This is thrilling stuff here at Silverstone. Look at the army of soldier ants here charging up together. Unbelievable what we're witnessing. We've got a battle for the lead that stretches all the way back to Ayumu Sasaki and Lorenzo Dalla Porta in 23rd.
Well, we were hoping for a cracker to mark the 100th Moto3 race, and the boys haven't let us down so far, have they? This has been an absolutely barnstorming race. Martin, who we did think about a lunge up the inside there on Juan Guevara. That would be the first time Jorge Martin would have led the race.
I think he was wise in the end. Back out of that, I thought we were going to lose the front there, and that was a bit close from Gabriel Rodrigo. A moment for him.
Giannantonio's coming back as well. He's now clawed his way back up in a 14th place. He's just taken John McPhee.
It seems to be just riders adding themselves in the mix all the time, and now Bastianini's got himself up into a contending position now as well. The number 33, the beast hasn't been up on the podium yet this season. Canet up the inside of Fenati.
Yeah, he's happy to run that wide line, isn't he, Fenati? Confirmation on your screens of that penalty that will be coming Maria Herrera's way. Short-cutting the circuit through turn number 4, so she went off at Bedkins and probably ran off straight on at Chapel Curve. Martin, has he got the good drive out of Woodcote? He certainly has, and he's got the slipstream up the straight. But Canet, will he go through? Jorge Martin and Aron Canet, who came from way outside the top 10 at the start of this Grand Prix, they're now first and second.
Further back, there's Maria Herrera, confirmation there of that 3-second penalty there. You see, she cuts it. She will have gained more time than she needs to. She will have read the memo, let's be honest, so no surprise really there. She's not in contention in terms of the top 22, 23, and Mark Keane receiving the information there from an Oettl official. The
updated rulebook, Rick Crichton going down there from Oettl just to explain the situation. So Aron Canet, who started this Grand Prix down in 16th place, leads the way down into Stowe. Joan Mir again on the paint, coming down the hanger straight. Boy, does he like to flirt with danger.
5 abreast going into Stowe. Incredible here at Silverstone. Some people say that racing here at Silverstone, is it the right thing for the British Grand Prix? Well, it is if it's like this every year.
Aron Canet came down the hanger straight leading. He's going into club corner 3 turns later on. He's 5th or 6th. Mir picked him off as well. Just shows how much the slipstream comes into effect down that hanger straight. Marco Bezzecchi gets hung out to dry coming through the club corner. He won't be penalised unless he keeps doing that, Bezzecchi. Fenati around the outside coming through Albion Farm.
Proper charge here from Fenati. These guys are going for it. Here comes Martin up the inside there of Guevara. He goes back into second place. Mir now challenging Gabriel Rodrigo as well. Gets tight there into the left-hander, but it just about makes it stick.
Well, if you've kept a track of how many overtakes I've been so far in this race, well, congratulations, because we've lost track completely. Another epic Moto3 race unfolding here at the Silverstone.
Here's a replay of the race start then. Everyone getting away pretty well, and for once Nicolo Bulaga included, although the two Sky VR46 riders at the moment haven't featured too much.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, because it was Jorge Martin that got a bit pushed out wide at the first corner. Who gave him a helping hand, or shall we say a helping shove? Into Kops then we come for the first time, and it looked like McPhee got picked up by somebody on the inside who was being aggressive at the inside of the Scotsman, and the domino effect just meant there was nowhere for Martin to go. His recovery though has been nothing short of sensational, and he hits the front again at the start of lap 9 up the inside of Fenati at Kops corner.
Oh, he's telling Fenati to stay behind him. That ain't happening, Jorge. Come on, let's have a word with yourself. Look at this lot.
Good luck with that one, Jorge.
Through maggots we go, and he loses the lead immediately. Fenati's certainly not interested in what Martin has to offer here. We flick it right, now back onto this hanger straight where it just seems to all change again. 4 and 5 abreast.
Guys, we've had Keito Toba head into the pits. I'm assuming it's a physical issue, but I'll go and find out now.
Yeah, that's a real shame for the Japanese rider, because he'd started from a career best 11th place finish, but severely battered and bruised after that heavy crash with Alberto Arenas right here at the Stowe corner in this morning's warm-up session.
A risky strategy that Romano Fenati has there going into Stowe. That long, winding, sweeping line he takes. Look at this lot though. Livio Loy with a charge mid-pack. He made up 4 places there, Livio Loy. Unbelievable. The Belgian just carving through 3 or 4 different riders.
Amazing race, amazing race. The man in 23rd place, Manuel Pagliani, is 3 seconds off the lead. 23 riders at this stage of the Grand Prix, split by just 3 seconds.
There's only 15 riders who take points. Those that don't are going to be truly gutted, because they can see the leaders. Unbelievable stuff here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Martin leads from Guevara and Fenati, and 4th is the series leader, Joan Mir. Then it's Gabriel Rodrigo and Livio Loy. The 2 Sky VR46 boys need to make some movement. Bulaga and Migno have been pretty absent from these exchanges at the sharp end.
So down the Wellington Straight, Slipstream City, then you harden the brakes back into Brooklands, this famous final sector, iconic names like Brooklands, Luffield and Woodcote. Brilliant aerial shot through this final sector. Just look at that. That is 23 bikes briefly in shot from our overhead shot, split by just 3 seconds.
7 laps to go, and you could be forgiven for thinking it's the end of lap 1. Here is Philipp Oettl challenging Bo Ben Snyder. Those guys are up there. Confirmation on the right screen there that Toba has retired and out of the race.
Guevara's good in that first corner, despite it being really, really bumpy. It's a risky overtake on the bumps into turn 1, but he's made it again through on Jorge Martin, Fenati, Rodrigo, and Livio Loy. Was it 3 abreast going into Maggots? That's going to be tight.
One of the best sections, isn't it, of any circuit here, Maggots and Beckett's.
The nature of this circuit, Steve, in all 3 classes, it tends to promote high-quality, close racing. It's hard for people to get away. With those slipstreams, it keeps the fields close in all 3 classes. If this is the starter of what we've still got to come, we're in for some absolutely cracking. Is that the Giannantonio? It is. Middle of your picture, down into Stowe. 2 or 3 laps ago, he was off the track, lost 4 seconds, and now 18th place. And he's now back inside the top 6 and charging for what would be a pretty amazing victory. I wrote him off way too early. Sorry, Fabio.
Rise of the Phoenix stuff here from Fabio to Giannantonio then. Side by side there with championship leader Joan Mir. This is exactly the sort of race Joan Mir didn't really need with a 64-point lead.
The Giannantonio picks Mir off coming through the club corner. Brilliant stuff.
You see, just getting nudged wide there, Joan Mir.
By the Giannantonio.
And he cuts the corner. I don't think... No, he's not made any advantage there, so it's being looked at, but... Dylan?
Yeah, guys, Keito Toba, so it's actually not too much pain he's in, but he's saying he's feeling a little bit dizzy, and so it was a sensible thing to have pulled in. That is obviously from the big crash this morning.
Thanks for that, Dylan.
Watching this race, I'm starting to feel a bit dizzy as well. It's hard to keep track of exactly what's going on. I don't think Mir will get a penalty there, because he didn't gain any advantage, and he did get a little bit of a nudge when you go onto the track. He would have had to have yielded a position. He didn't gain any position, so I think he might be okay with that one, Mia.
A couple of riders in the background getting themselves into contention. Ramirez and McPhee just started to close in now on this group. It is Rodrigo that leads around Luffield. There's Canet. McPhee is in about 15th at the moment for those interested. There's Bastianini up the inside of Joan as we come round to complete another lap. 6 to go.
6 to go, an absolute classic British Grand Prix. It is Martin up the inside. You bet he is, brilliantly up the inside of Rodrigo. And Livio Loy came through as well. Loy with that lightweight coming out of Woodcote, got superb drive, used the slipstream up the national pit straight to take second place. And Loy's in the lead. Livio Loy hits the front four the first time. He's won a Grand Prix before in Indianapolis 2 years ago in damp conditions, although he surrenders the advantage straight away to Jorge Martin, who's super aggressive coming through Baggins and Beckett's.
There's a number of riders here in this group. They've not had race wins, and they are willing to do anything it takes to try and change that statistic. Livio Loy, of course, has had a race win, but we've not seen him challenging for wins for so long. Brilliant stuff from him, and he's acting as a bit of a wingman at the moment for his teammate.
Haven't mentioned him as well. Nakarinato Pumapat right in this battle as well. Oettl there, Ramirez, Buligan, Migno, Suzuki, McPhee. Well, name any one of about 20 riders that can still be on the podium here, Steve.
Tadej Carter should be very proud of what Attila Pumapat has been doing recently. He is really showing to become quite a great rider, is Attila Pumapat, considering he's a complete novice.
Just shows you can get away with the slipstream. You can get dragged around in that lead group.
Still not seeing anything from Sasaki though, are we? He showed pedigree in Red Bull rookies, but he's not here.
Dalla Porta came over the line last time around, 3 seconds off the pace, 3 seconds off the lead. Can you imagine if that's the case at the end of the race? He's bringing home, going, how'd you get on? Oh, I was only 3 seconds off the win. Oh, what? Where were you? Top 6? No, I was 23rd.
Oh, unbelievable, isn't it? There's going to be some heartbreak later on. At the moment, Jorge Martin, the injured, Jorge Martin leads from Aron Canet, who started 16th. Gabriel Rodrigo is then in third.
Our live championship monitor just can't keep track with what's going on. Oh, massive that was.
Guevara on the grass there and a massive tank slapper.
He did not roll out of that one, did he? He just kept that absolutely wide open. He was out wide coming through Aintree, cracked the whip as well. Deary, deary me, that was so close. That was hot in your mouth from Guevara.
Motocross stuff there from Guevara. Watch this in the background. Guevara just goes way wide, rejoins the circuit over the grass. Goodness me.
Amy O'Reilly. That would have been hearts in the mouth of the RBA racing team. They know how close that was to disaster. Guevara, though, quite brilliantly kept it all gathered up. Bit of skill involved, bit of luck involved as well, but he's still in this British Grand Prix.
So they've also got another rider charging here on board with Canet, race leader. Back there is Gabriel Rodrigo, not had a podium yet to his name. Joan for now. He's just dropped outside the top 8. Doesn't normally happen in races like this.
You don't normally see him getting roughed up. He's normally the chief aggressor himself. Rodrigo's got brilliant slipstream. And Jorge Martin, a 2-bike slipstream down the hanger straight. And surely Martin has hit the front of this Grand Prix. We're on board with Aron Canet, looking back at Livio Loy. In fact, it was Rodrigo who got the brilliant slipstream.
This is anyone's. Canet up the inside there of Jorge Martin. And Rodrigo drops all the way back to 4th.
Well, Canet, Martin and Rodrigo went in 3 abreast into the club complex. Guys, 3 into 1 just does not go.
Someone's gone down. Someone's just dropped completely out of the top 20 there from mid-pack, I think. Can't work out who it is. But someone is definitely out of this race and out of contention.
That looked like it might have been down at turn number 8.
Squeezing around the outside there from Gabriel Rodrigo, and a cheeky look over. Brilliant. From Fabio to Giannantonio as well, and Jorge
Ramirez, Ramirez was the rider that went down, so he's out of that league group battle. Marcos Ramirez, that's going to be his first DNF of the season, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. So disappointment for him. He was on the move as well.
That was textbook by Rodrigo. As Livio Loy hits the front again. He's such a pocket rocket, isn't he, Livio Loy? One of the smallest riders in this field. He gets great grip coming out of Aintree, and then with the slipstream, he's able to blitz down that Wellington straight.
Jorge Martin there. He is not scared, is he? A great move on Gabriel Rodrigo.
I've no idea who's going to win this race. That's the beauty of Moto3, but who is going to take the spoils? Lloyd leads over the line at the end of lap 13, but he won't be leading going into the first corner at the start of lap 14 because he's swallowed up by the two Spaniards, Canet and Martin.
The charge up then towards Maggots and Beckett's 4 laps to go. Canet leads at the moment from Martin. Martin around the outside. That was brilliantly done from Jorge Martin. He's going to run it wide though. Has he lost momentum? No. Fenati charging around the outside as well.
There is Marcos Ramirez, race over for him.
Looks like he's up and okay. He'll be gutted as well watching the rest of this one unfold because it could be anyone's. Keep an eye on John McPhee. Gradually he's been picking off 1 or 2 riders. He's up into 12th. We know he's got great racecraft at the end of races when he's there.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the top 3 for a while. As you look at that Martin again at the inside, you can see the bumps and the ripples affecting that Del Conca Gresini Honda in the brakes. Can he hold firm then going down into turn number 8? Yes, he can. Joan starting to look pretty menacing there. Livio got picked up by Gabriel Rodrigo. That concertina of the pack up again as they come through turn 9 and through Club. Fabio de Giannantonio still right in contention. Well, in fact, everybody's still in contention. McPhee's out wide though coming through Club.
This is absolutely crazy. Jorge Martin leads from Aron Canet. There's Rodrigo, and here comes Fenati again. Look at that corner speed. He's going to try and have a look at the inside. He just gets his nose chopped off, though.
Martin running that wide sweeping line then into the village corner. And Enea Bastianini's just started to ghost his way forward. We've seen this before, though, from the Italian. And he's made late mistakes, very crucial late mistakes, which have cost him podiums this year. Nicola Antonelli's got to drop back 1 position. He's obviously been caught exceeding the track limit too often or cutting the course.
Vulager's just made a monumental mistake and dropped back to the 21st place. So the Italian's misery continues. He's really going to struggle now to get himself back in contention because at the end of this one there'll be 3 laps to go. You're going to want to try and now place yourself well. You want to be inside the top 10 with 3 to go.
Yeah, as Steve said, through Woodcut for the last time, the 14th time rather. Canet then, has he got the inside line on Martin? Martin again, pretty tight defensive line through Cops. There's Fenati. Can't find a way through on Rodrigo. Yeah, there is the beast in 5th place. Livio Lloyd's there, then it's Mia, the Giannantonio and Guevara who's coming right back into contention as well. Oh, Giannantonio's made another mistake. He's gone wide at Chapel. That could be a real costly mistake. Surely it's over this time around for the Giannantonio. Surely that's over.
Guys, a quick word. Wildcard Jake Archer had to enter pit lanes. Was losing power from his engine, so unfortunate technical issue for him.
Shame for him, of course. Wildcard here at his home Grand Prix. Here comes Livio Lloyd, Aron Canet as well. Number 44. Is he going to get it into Stowe? No, it's still Martin. And look at Fenati coming around the outside from 5th place up into 2nd, perhaps. No, 3rd. He's now side by side with Canet. He falls up behind him.
Joan Mear's getting roughed up a little bit here. Down into turn number 8. And Mia lost a place to Philipp Oettl last time at the Stowe corner. So the German, who was on the podium last time out in Austria, also coming to prominence.
Just fantastic stuff, this, isn't it? Jorge Martin wins this. It'd be unbelievable.
Is Giannantonio going to get himself back into contention again? He's been off the track twice.
Anything seems possible in this particular race at the moment. You just would not want to predict it, would you? If you've got money on this, hide behind a pillow, because the last lap is going to be absolute mayhem.
Yeah, chuck a load of balls in the air and see which one lands first. I think that's the best way of deciding who's going to win this race right now. It has been a fitting way to bring up the 100th Grand Prix of Moto3. Martin looks like he's got 4 or 5 bike lengths there to break up the slipstream on Aron Canet. Bastianini then up in the podium places for the first time, effortlessly up the inside of Fenati down into Brooklands. We haven't seen Enea Bastianini win a Grand Prix since Mategi last year.
Was that the last time he was on the podium, I think, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, no podium. Yeah, it was, Steve. Yeah, no podium in 13, just 2 wins in 32. He has suffered from late race errors sometimes this season. Can he keep his composure this time around? 2 to go.
Gresini team can't believe what they're seeing. P1 and 2 arrows pointing upwards. I think you can work that one out for yourself. He leads this race with 2 to go. Here comes the beast then. Is he back? Is he hungry again? Someone's woken him up. He's now up into second place.
Wow, what was that?
Oh, that was Guevara, wasn't it? Or Rodrigo?
It was Rodrigo.
Oh my word, it's like a bullet charging through there.
talk about audacious and ambitious. He somehow pulled it off. Fenati was the big loser there. He got really, really carved up by that move. There's nothing lacking in the aggression of Gabriel Rodrigo. That was supremely aggressive, but he executed it cleanly.
The beast from the east of Italy is up into the lead, but for how long? That's close. Livio just gets nudged wide, and the two Estrella Galicia Honda boys are now 1 and 2. It's Enea Bastianini that leads here at Silverstone from Aron Canet, but once again, here comes Jorge Martin trying to find a way through, and Joan as well trying to make progress desperately.
Yeah, Mir got ahead of Fenati, although Mir has lost drive coming out of turn 9. He holds it though firm through the club corner onto the international pitch straight for the penultimate time, and Canet goes up the inside of his teammate Bastianini. That's at Abbey.
Brilliantly done here, Canet. Whoever wins this, the emotions that you're going to see across the line are going to be huge, because everyone knows they've been in a proper dogfight here. It doesn't get any better than this. Moto3.
Oh, that's Guevara.
And that will be the end of his chances of a podium, although he is audaciously trying to charge it up the inside.
So now he's been off track twice, and Fabio and Giannantonio nudges him out of the way. They've both been off the track twice, the pair of them, and they're still not out of the podium battle.
Position yourselves wisely, guys, because we're about to approach the last lap. It's Canet leading, Bastianini there, knew it was his teammate.
Look who... Oh, there's a crash there.
That was Guevara. Yeah, Guevara's definitely gone down. Not sure who else. Matt, hold your breath. We've got one lap coming up.
This is going to be one of the best last laps you've ever seen. It will be advantage Canet as they come over the line from Bastianini, from Martin. Rodrigo still right in there looking for his first podium finish, and the World Championship leader Mir looking very menacing. Rodrigo's been awesome at that Copse corner. He picks up Canet and Bastianini from 4th to 2nd place. Gabriel Rodrigo.
It was Bo Bensnyder that's gone down with Guevara, but let's focus now on this. Here goes Martin. Oh, brilliant stuff from Rodrigo. He's never been on the podium before. He's going for his first win.
He is so brave and so bold through Maggots, is Rodrigo, and he holds it firm through Beckett's.
Keep an eye on the championship leader, Joan. 3 wins on the trot. He is excellent on final laps in traffic.
He got picked off by Fenati though on that run down in the first sector. Slips at red flag. The red flag, that's it.
Well, it will go back a lap, and I think that would go to Canet, would it not? We've got red flags then after the incident, and that race is going to get declared with... unfortunately, we're not going to get the last lap classic, but it will be for safety reasons.
Yeah, there's obviously been...
and I would imagine it'll be something to do with that accident.
And Guevara, yeah, down at Brooklands.
Now, that would mean that Aron Canet, I think, would get the win, but our biggest concern at the moment is for the riders involved in that crash. Red flag out here.
Yeah, well, the race has gone more than 2/3 distance, so it will be called a result. There is Bo Bensnyder. He's on his feet, so the injured rider, the rider being treated. Aron Canet, I think he knows what that means. He knows that it will be, as Steve said, counted back a lap, and that will mean Aron Canet has taken a truly famous win. Jorge Martin's just saying, "Are you sure it's you?" I'm not quite sure there, mate. Don't celebrate too soon, but I think Aron Canet, he's read the rule book anyway. He knows what's going on.
Well, it just shows you sometimes the importance of getting across the line in front in these big battles.
Yeah, race completed after 16 laps. We were all set for a titanic finish on that last lap. Do, of course, hope that Juan Guevara, who's involved in that heavy fall with Bo Bensnyder, is going to be okay. He was undergoing treatment down at that Brooklyn section.
Fenati's going to be gutted because he's finished behind Mir. That isn't good for his championship, but this does throw Canet back in a little lifeline as well. And Bastianini would get his first podium of the year as well as it stands. Estrella Galicia 1-2 is what it looks like on our screens, with Martin in 3rd, but this is the most important thing. The reason the race has been stopped, for good reason.
Yeah, Juan Guevara then continues to undergo treatment. At the end of lap 16, the last lap that the entire field completed, it was a podium of Canet, Bastianini and Jorge Martin. There you go. Gabriel Rodrigo 4th, Joan 5th. There was no 4th successive win for him in a row. Livio 6th, Fenati 7th, Migno 8th, Philipp Oettl 9th, Fabio the Giannantonio 10th, Suzuki, Norradin, McPhee, Sasaki, Natarat, Puvapak, rounding out your point scoring places. But right now, of course, our thoughts will be with Juan Guevara, and hoping that he's not too seriously injured after that late crash.
Well, these guys, subdued celebrations at the moment. Canet will, of course, be delighted because he'd started from so far down. But as you can see, the ticker tape across the bottom, confirmation as to what's happened. A race red flag due to incident involving number 64, Bo Bensnyder, and number 58, Juan Frank Guevara at turn 16. That was going into, of course, Brooklyn's corner. We know Bo Bensnyder's up and okay. Martinez frustrated despite being on the podium for the second time on the trot with injury. And the beast is back in Parc Ferme.
Yeah, for the first time in almost a year there, Joan Mir. They just explained to him exactly how the situation's unfolded. 5th place for Mir, but in terms of the championship, his lead increases because Fenati was 2 places further back in 7th. So Mir will be disappointed that it wasn't yet another podium for him. Romano Fenati.
Well, he takes it on the chin, does Romano Fenati, so what else can you do in these situations? Anything could have happened on that final lap. I mean, it could have really been anyone's, but we have mentioned it times and times before.
Fenati just asking his team, just checking there if Canet was the winner, and they say, yeah, because of the count back, the last full lap completed by all the field was lap 16. Some good rides further down the field. Nakarinatarap Puvapat, he's back in the point scoring places again.
Not the way we wanted to end the 100th Moto3 race, of course. We're all thinking at the moment about Juan Frank Guevara and hoping that he's okay. But it has to be said, what an absolutely phenomenal encounter that was until that point.
It was, yeah. Absolutely breathtaking stuff. Jorge Martin, 2 podiums in 2 races when he is way short of 100% fitness.
You see the incident there between Guevara and Bo Bensnyder. We didn't see sort of how it all started, but this is the moment where they crossed the line.
Yeah, that's
the 16th lap.
Yeah, that image right there proved to be absolutely key, because Canet came over the line from Bastianini and Jorge Martin. Canet had the lead over the line for about, what, 2 seconds before he lost it, but on count back with the red flag thrown as treatment on goes for the RBA racing rider Juan Frank Guevara.
Well, we do that and mention to his teammate as well, Gabriel Rodrigo, because he was charging on that final lap looking for his first podium. Rodrigo, either way, has got a career best 4th place, but he will, of course, only be concerned about one thing at the moment, and that is the well-being of his close friend and teammate, Juan Frank Guevara.